Welcome back. Community-based organizations offer a wide range of services for veterans, including housing, behavioral health treatment, and legal services. Joining us now is Meredith Tuitt, the program manager of the Veterans Outreach Center at Harvard Street Neighborhood Health Center. It's the only health center in Boston that offers comprehensive services to veterans and their families. Meredith, so nice to have you back. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Miss Karen. Thank you for having me here.
So we just heard from Secretary Santiago on statewide work to support veterans. How does Harvard Street fit into this ecosystem, and how do you work in partnership with the VA?
Well, our hope is at Harvard Street to be able to work collaboratively with the VA and with EOVS in not just outreach to veterans of color and veterans along the corridor in Boston, but to be able to offer them the assistance to maneuver through everything that they need, be it health, be it compensation, homelessness and housing, you know, food insecurities. So they could just walk in the door, or they can call and make an appointment, and I help them, you know, me and my coworker help them do what we need to get them the services that they need.
Because if you're in that situation, sometimes navigating the system can be very challenging. So how do your services differ from what someone can get at the VA?
As a veteran myself, and experience of maneuvering through the VA and knowing that sometimes you have to take a step back and exhale. I help a lot of my comrades, especially the older comrades that come in. They really, technology is not, you know, and everything now you have to have computer, you have to have that knowledge, you have to be able to. So what I do is I sit down with them in the computer lab that we have, and we go through the forms together, we do everything together. I'm not a certified VSO, but I'm their community assistance.
Sometimes
basically.
you need somebody just to hold your hand and work through the frustrations with you.
Yes, exactly.
And then once you get that piece going, you can unlock all of the other opportunities.
Yeah, and we have sometimes some of the guys, they don't have their DD 214, just requesting it, just going online to get that. And also assisting them to getting enrolled into the VA, you know. And doing that, getting in contact with a VSO for issues that they might need a VSO for, or just helping them with the food pantry.
You know, we talked about this with Secretary Santiago. Housing in Massachusetts is an ongoing issue for many people, and there continues to be a shortage of affordable housing to either buy or rent, and the shelter system, of course, we all know is overburdened. What are the challenges in addressing housing stabilization for veterans? Well,
let me tell you, daily, that's a big issue I'm dealing with. I have a lot of veterans that come in, they're either renting rooms, and renting rooms with no job, or with a job, or with compensation or SSI, or they're on the streets. I have many that I do care bags for that are still on the streets, struggling. I have the young ones that are coming in trying to ask for assistance to know how they can go and purchase, so I try to help them find a broker or a realtor that'll guide them through, or financial assistance, just trying to understand how to maneuver through their finances. Housing is one of our biggest issues. I have a veteran who every year so far for the past 3 years, his landlord has upped his rent. So it's increasing like $200 a year, you know. So very soon he's not going to be able to afford the apartment that he's in now.
Then what's he going to do?
And
we talked about living on the street. According to the Department of Veterans Affairs, about 56% of all homeless veterans are African American or Hispanic, despite only accounting for 12.8% and 15.4% of the U.S. population, respectively. Right? So we're disproportionately impacted in those areas. The health center is on Blue Hill Avenue. Everybody knows that. At the heart of Boston's community of color. Are you only serving veterans from Boston, or is everybody coming to you guys?
Everyone's coming. I had a gentleman that walked in, and he lived in Fall River, and I was like, well, okay.
How did you hear about us?
How did you hear about us? And they were like, well, he says, well, someone told me I need to come and ask for Mary. Right. Okay. And I was like, okay. They said, you know, she's a veteran of color and she gets it. And I understand. So I don't turn anybody away, because that's one of the things, being able to have a conversation with someone that understands. And a lot of times we don't have that. You go into the office and you're speaking to a civilian that doesn't get your language. So veteran to veteran conversation is different.
You know, you spoke a few moments ago about getting some of the vets up with emails. So this past year, you offered a tech boot camp to help the veterans learn more computer skills. Tell us about that tech boot camp.
So the second one is coming up in January. It's a 6 weeks course. We partnered with Timothy Smith Network. They come in, they do 2 hours, 2 days a week, and they maneuver everyone through the basics of computer knowledge and emails and internet and so on. And I try to make sure I get a laptop that they can walk away with. This year I'm trying to get hotspots, the Wi-Fi, so they can take home in case they don't have.
That's right. Yeah. You got to be in cyberspace. You got to be on the internet nowadays. So Meredith, let me ask you, you're also a U.S. Navy veteran.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the most important thing that you would like to see done legislatively or programmatically that you think would improve the well-being of a veteran and those that you serve?
A lot of it, some of the changes are happening now. Coming from a female perspective, we used to be invisible, you know, and we launched a campaign, We're Not Invisible. But then also I'm a female of color, again, invisible to the back, you know, to the back of the line. And we're still struggling when we go in and put in claims for our compensation or, you know, health benefits, and we're still
some stigma.
Right.
Not the proper respect.
Not the proper respect. And getting denied over and over, even though it's proof that it's been service connected. So I really would hope and to see the VA, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, kind of work more.
Elevate and equalize everyone.
Yes, those are the words. I mean, because it's just so hard when you have served your country and then have to beg to get some services.
Well, I want to thank you for your service and for the services that you provide everyone that comes through Harvard Street. Meredith Tuitt, Program Manager of the Veterans Outreach Center at Harvard Street Neighborhood Health Center. Thank you for being here.